In part 1 of this video, I was showing you around in the old abandoned factory where we painted more than 100 graffitis already. And I also said, and in the second part of this video, I want to paint the first graffiti piece 2025. This is the plan for today, so let's start. Hello friends and followers and welcome back to a new project. My name is Smoe, I'm a German graffiti artist and today is the first painting day 2025 and the idea is just to paint a freestyle. These are all cans that are older than 2019, so I want to get rid of these cans. I have some newer cans with me for the outlines and some other cans. These are all old as well. A little bit of bucket paint. Let's see what we can do today. My mask, always important. Let's go a little bit higher and go down there. Yo, hello, and this is VoiceOver Smoe. I'm here as well, and I want to give you additional information about what I'm painting here, about the thoughts that I was not able to express while painting. So, yeah. Actually, I have a third camera perspective, not only the first person view and this angle from the side, but the third camera is a GoPro and it was pretty cold. It was around freezing temperature in this factory, and batteries love to die and also GoPros love to delete footage. So I lost all the footage from the morning and I have only the first person view and the side angle for the first lines. The first lines was pretty easy this time, to be honest. I was just going with the flow and seeing how the letters turn out. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just basic, general, easy, small letters with some tiny twists here and there. But nothing too special for the warm-up, for the start of 2025. The whole video, if I would have uploaded it completely uncut, without any editing, would have been 6.5 hours. But I was, of course, doing a lot of rests and just standing there, staring at the artwork. Then I met Nick Moody because he was painting at the same time as well. He was painting outdoors and I visited him and he visited me and we were talking a lot and so on and so on. And I had some phone calls and you know the stuff, and I tried to make it as realistic as possible for you out there, but not... I don't show everything, and I have tiny cuts here and there. When I fill in the letters in green, I don't show everything of filling the letters in green because, yeah, however, this is not so interesting. But first lines are interesting. Now this is the M. And I love to have such a thick part on top of the M. And as the right leg of M is going downwards so straight, I add this heart shape element to it. It's a little bit crooked. Better. I know that the choice of the color as an eraser color is not that good, but these are all leftover cans, old cans that are sitting in my storage for way too long. I think the oldest can that I will be using in this video is from 2013. A 12 years old can. Yeah, and cans, the older they get, they love to clog and not work that well anymore, especially in freezing temperature, as they lose pressure when it is so cold. I already released this piece on Instagram, or no, I only released the E of it, and I got many comments about my color choice, but at the end it was not really me who chose the colors. It was just random cans that I found in my crate with all the old cans, and I did the best with it, and so this turned out at the end to be a very unusual and a little bit difficult color choice. Going back for a moment, having a look from a distance always helps to get an overview of the composition. The mouth of the E. And I made the mouth happy. I can show you really quick a study of E's that I made that have a happy expression. And I just thought about why not make these letters a little bit less aggressive and make them more happy. Always adding some section lines here and there, just to make the boring blank spots of the letters more interesting. Yo, and at the right side you can see the Elisa tag with the unicorn, and I can show you real quick who has made this, because this was my daughter. I was with my daughter in there and checking some walls and yeah, just visiting this place together. A daddy and daughter action. And of course I took a spray can with me, and she did her first tag there. I think she's talented.
Was machst du da?
Was machst du da?
Soll ich da noch Smoe hinschreiben?
Nein.
No, because I write my name myself, and this is basically something like a collaboration between me and my daughter. The first Graffiti 2025.
Ja. So, den. Zup, zup, zup.
Zup, zup. Especially when you don't have the background color with you, it is always a little bit dangerous to erase outside of the piece. Because you always need to find a way to cover it. And sometimes you have ideas.
Nee,
No.
Nein, der ist gut.
No.
Der ist gut. Oh, da noch einen lang.
Let's make one long extension to the E. Yes. And this one balances the long extension that comes from M underneath E. Nice. Yeah, and then there is always the question which part of which letter is on top and which one is below, and how do they slice so that as much as necessary is still visible of each letter, so that they both can be identified and nothing important is covered. And I decided that the most parts of O are visible there because the middle part of M is very important for the identity of M, and it is not covered at all. So I give the top layer to the O. And I extended the M a little bit. I needed a little bit of weight over there, and this is something you get a feeling for it over the years. If you need a little bit of weight somewhere, if there's still something missing.
Nice. First can empty. Wonderful. Okay, let's do some tiny adjustments here and there. Have this a little bit longer. Beautiful. Gut. Like this. A little bit of slicing.
And there the E is on top and the O is on top. So they both are visible very much. And afterwards, when I colorize these letters, I will take care that the O has a little bit of a different color than the E, so that it is even more obvious at this place.
The only thing that still disturbs me is I have this part here with this ending.
Yes.
Sometimes I like this ending. I love to make this ending at the end of R, P, and J, and so on. And I just wanted to have such an ending here as well, just for fun, because I never had such an ending in an S. And I just thought this is interesting. Maybe let's make it a little bit longer. Like this. And now I could maybe add the same ending to the E here, just for the fun.
Yeah, this is a little bit unusual, but cool. I like it.
It's a little bit weird, but I like it. Oh. And probably this camera.
Yeah, the problem of this camera is that it can just record a half of an hour.
Und stell den Timer auf 27 Minuten.
27 Minuten.
Good. Okay.
Good. So, now the next question is, now as we are happy with the first lines, we have some unusual solutions, like this one here and this one over there. We have super long scabs that flow through the whole piece. We got elements that balance each other, like this part here, and this part here, this part here, and this part here. All letters have at least one of these classic endings, like here, and like there, and down there. And usually, recently I'm working on all this leaf stuff. But let's leave the leaves for the summertime. It is just too cold. I just want to make it a little freestyle. Freestyle is okay. So I could go in there for the fill-in. Okay, the next big question is, of course, I would love to have it as three-dimensional as possible. But I also I could. Okay. When I make the shadow to the left side downwards. But I would love to have the blocks to maybe to this point, because what I was thinking is many times we just make the block to a complete random direction. But to make it really three-dimensional, it makes sense to have the block facing to a vanishing point that is in the middle of the piece, because this is the point of view. This is where you are watching to the piece, and this is why all the blocks should face to a vanishing point, maybe down here. Yeah, Over there, yeah, it's okay. I like it. It has a good flow. It really has a good flow. Maybe the S could be a little bit thicker over there. Okay.
And we continue painting.
Yeah, so my idea is that all the blocks are facing to this vanishing point in the middle, and at the end
Like this.
I make a photo of the whole wall and this piece, and all blocks are facing to the vanishing point in the middle. That is the natural point of view when you watch straight on this wall. And I think this should increase the three-dimensionality at the end. The problem is just that the front camera is just not working right at this moment. But you will see it at the end. I think after the first 45 minutes or something, the other GoPro has some footage again. It is so terrible. I hate it. It is so stupid. I mean, I was painting some days later with Kier, and I was not recording at all, and it is so much more fun just to paint without recording. And when you do this extra work of setting yourself timers to think about which camera is recording and so on, and you don't have footage at the end, this is so frustrating. I can show you the piece that we painted some days later. This is also pretty nice. And the piece that I'm painting right here will be pretty similar with the 3D effects and also with these glowing blinkies. And I'm already looking forward to the next weekend because on Saturday I will go painting together with my friend Nick Moody. And I got my whole new camera set up right in front of me from DJI. It's not sponsored, but I hope that I will have footage from all cameras then. Okay, enough ranting about GoPro. And now we're facing a challenge, a tiny challenge.
This is...
At this point, the block and the outline nearly aligns. And I tend to add a little bit of a crooked block because it is always looks better to have a block that is facing a little bit into a wrong direction than having no block there just because it is right. You know? Sometimes, it just looks better to have a wrong block. It's the same at this gap at the bottom. What's the problem? Okay. I had to make the right part of O a little bit longer because it was covered by the long scap of E.
So, fill-in time. Fill-in time. These are good, these are good.
All these cans are leftovers. Some of them have just 10% in there, some of them have 20% in there, some are half full. My Smoe stencil. And the plan is just to get rid of all these old cans. Because when cans get older, they also start to change their color a bit. And yeah, they're just not that reliable anymore. Pretty similar to a GoPro. And you just don't know if they're working. And I try to make as many of them empty today as possible. And this is why I have chosen such a weird color scheme. For the fill-in, I use the red calligraphy cap that is also called the Ghetto Blaster. But as the cans are very cold, they lose a lot of pressure, and yeah, this is why I can't make as thick lines as you usually can do with this specific cap, the red Ghetto Blaster cap. What I love about the Ghetto Blaster cap or the red calligraphy cap for fill-ins is that in comparison to the level 6 fat cap, for example, I never measured it. Maybe I should measure it one day, but just from my feeling, it is like it just uses half of the paint. So the coat that you're adding to the wall is just half as thick, and you can fill so much more space with the red calligraphy cap than you can fill with the level 6 cap. And you can make wonderful fadings with it. When the cans are full and not so cold. Yo, next can empty. There was not that much in there anymore, and I put all the empty cans always upside down into the crates, so when I come home I can immediately put them into the recycling bin. And I know already, okay, these cans are empty. And also while painting, I don't grab them that often, or I don't grab them anymore at all, because they're upside down. This can, quote unquote, does not exist anymore. I mean, other people throw them somewhere in a corner of such a lost place. I think it is always better to take all your trash home. And when you have the urge to throw your empty spray cans somewhere, at least please do yourself and others the favor and pinch a hole in there first, because even if you can't get any drops of paint out there anymore, kids, I don't know why, but they always get enough paint out of an empty spray can to put a giant in your graffiti, and nobody wants that. So always, the best thing is just to take your trash home.
Okay. The next color.
Also a can that is just 20% full or something. And it is empty. The biggest problem when painting with leftover spray paints, the biggest problem is that you have no chance to erase at the end. You always make cans empty because you want to make cans empty, but then there is no way to erase wrong outlines anymore. So you have to be very careful, because you can't make any cutbacks anymore. But there's still always a way. Maybe when you make an outline a little bit crooked, add a highlight at this point, or a shadow at this point, or a design or something.
It's skitty.
And there you can see when cans are very, very old. What?
Oh, okay. This can is from 2014.
Wow. 2014. There is always this number underneath all of the spray cans. I don't know if all different brands do this, but at least the most brands that I know always have like a little stamp at the bottom, and this code also says, what this code says, what color is in there, and it also says the production year, the production week, and also when this spray can will be expired. So they have 10 years of time where they should work pretty well. And yeah, this can is already 11 years old, but I know that I used one can that was even older. Cans work the best in the first 5 years, and then they slowly start to clog a little bit here and there.
Now, let's make the outlines. Should we make outlines first, or should we do the blocks first? Let's do the blocks first.
Yeah, and there you can see that the spray can that I take out of the crate has a 24 on it, because all the new cans nowadays, when I get new cans, I write immediately when I bring a lot of cans to my storage. I put them all on my table. I use a marker and write the year on it, just a 24 for 2024, so that I can immediately see when I have a crate with like 5 different reds in there and I want to take one red to paint with it. Then I want to take the oldest can first, and this is why I always take this little bit of extra time before I put new spray cans in my storage. I always write the year on it so that I can easily identify without taking them out of the crate, watching underneath and seeing, because there you can see it as well, like I told you, but it is easier when you can see it immediately when you watch into your crate. This is the oldest can, I use this one first, I make this one empty first. Yeah, and I want to paint some more leftover pieces in the next weeks so that I get rid of all the cans that are sometimes like 14, 15 years old. Some of them I even don't know how they got into my storage at all. Magical storage. Or maybe because back then I was painting with Molotov and I don't know. But I still got all these old cans and I need to get rid of them. Okay, about the light source of this piece. I started to paint all the shadows within the blocks first. And the golden rule, I've said it many times, but the golden rule is holes are dark at the end. So all the holes of the letters, I fill them dark at the end. So when you have a block and follow the block into the direction of the vanishing point at the end of the block, it will be dark. But also there will be a light source, and the light source is the natural light source that comes from the upper right corner, because there are these windows. And to make a piece look as three-dimensional as possible, because this is what I want to do here, it makes sense to use the natural light source. And you can see it at this metal thing and at this piece of paper on the wall where Pooh 3 is standing on it for whatever reason. There you can see that the shadow, or at my hand you can see the shadow is falling downwards to the left side in some sort of 45 degrees angle. And this is why I will make all the blocks that are facing into the direction of the light source, I will make them lighter. And I don't know why I started. I'm complaining in German. because it is so exhausting with all these clothes, especially to paint the outlines at the top. When you have to lift your arm and you stretch all the clothes that are attached to your arm. Sort of. You know what I mean. Yeah, and all the blocks that are facing upwards to the right side will get lighter, and they will be in the same color like the outline, but the outline will change its color completely. Because I make so many reflections in there, so this outline is just more or less the base outline, let's call it like that, and I will add all the effects on top of that.
Ah, okay, das funktioniert.
Okay, this works. I was not that sure if this outline really works together with the fill-in, because the fill-in, all in all, is just a little, I would say, yeah, it's some sort of mid-tonish, and the outline itself does not have such a big contrast in comparison to the midtones in the fill-in. And also, this is not the lightest wall from the light conditions. This is why when you people who love photography and videography probably all are gone already, because do you see that the picture is not that good because it is just too dark for the sensor of the GoPro? and the problem is that I did not have such a big contrast between the mid-tonish fill-in and the not very light pinky color for the outlines. So I had to go back and see if it works at least a little bit, and it works a little bit. And this is the base outline that I want to use to add all the lights to it afterwards. Because when you see it from here, the color combination just does not have enough contrast right now to make all the nice shapes of the letters visible. And now finally, camera number 3 is working as well. So now we have the front view, the side view, and also the camera on my head. And I think this is a pretty nice setup. And I want to work with this setup just with better cameras on the weekend as well. And I also got this gimbal. This is super cool because it follows me when I'm moving. Crazy. The alarm. Turn it off, turn it on, and it records another half of an hour, and then it stops. For the super thin outlines here, I use the level 1 skinny cap, and I press it not straight. I press on the edge, on the back edge. I don't know what's the reason for it, but this gives you the best control about the can, and you can you don't press it fully down. You just try to find this point where the spray can starts to paint, and you're just like 1/10 of a millimeter below it, so that the spray can just starts to spray, and you can make these super thin lines. Now this is really something that you need to learn over the years. It took me like I don't know if I think I'm pretty good in it, but I'm still not the best. But it is enough. It is enough for my painting, but sometimes I wish I had more cane control. There are definitely others who can paint as thin lines like I can do, but with a fat cap, and then they press on it and suddenly the line gets extremely fat and looks extremely cool. I can't do this, but at least I can make thin lines like that. And for everything else, what has to be even thinner, I use the tiny pink stencil cap. And when I got drips, I still can say it was cold. And the spray can loves to drip a little bit more. So I have a catalog of excuses for bad outlines. But to make them as thin as that, I always love to press on the back edge, gently on the back edge of the level 1 skinny cap. And as this whole part of the block is facing into the opposite direction of the light source, it has to be completely dark. I love these super long extra bars, this single connected extra bars that I call scabs. But sometimes it is so hard to make these two outlines that are so close together, so parallel. Whoa. What was this? Okay, let's continue painting. Sometimes in this old dark part of the factory where the spooky bear is in there, if you have seen the first part of this video, then you might have seen the bear. There are parts of the roof falling down, especially when it is raining outside and the roof gets wet. Then there are always really big parts of roof and of stones falling down. So it is really dangerous to walk through there, and probably this sound was something falling down there. When I was painting the big Turtles of Grayskull wall, it was raining outside and I was alone there and I was painting in the darkness only with lights. This was so spooky because you're concentrated, you're painting, and suddenly you have these loud noises. Okay, will I make it parallel over there? This looks good already. This looks very good. But what about the other outline? Nice.
Don't be impatient. Don't be impatient.
I had to convince myself a little bit. The next camera is dying. Terrible. Because I knew I have to help this piece so much with effects to give it more contrast. The whole wall right now looks extremely dark and muddy, and it is so much in the ugly stage. But I want to paint over all the outlines that are facing upwards, even a little bit lighter, and also I want to give it some shadows. So yes, I know it looks terrible. But it won't stay like that. So let's just be patient. Let's not get into panic right now. Even if I feel a little bit like shit, today I messed this up. But of course I did not mess this up. It will turn out great. Just give me another hour and then you will see. So let's continue. Stell den Timer auf 27 Minuten.
27 Minuten.
Los geht's. Gut. Where are my gloves? There are my gloves. Yeah. Usually I would immediately start with a lighter outline color. I wanted to do this. I wanted to make everything in midtones, and it looks terrible right now. I'm suffering so hard. It is crazy. Good. I hope this camera is running. It is. Good.
Don't be impatient, Smoe. Just don't be impatient. It will be good at the end. And I also I also learned a little bit. I mean, every artwork that you paint, you always learn a little bit extra and you become a little bit better and a little bit more self-confident. But yeah, this I think I talk about this in every video about this painting law where you have to push through and so on. But this time,
Ooh.
it was a funny mix between knowing
Now?
exactly what I want to do and being extremely unhappy with what I see right now.
Shadow. What will be the shadow color on the wall? I got a lot of this green with me. It's okay. It's pretty dark.
Yeah, it would be better to have something more brownish.
Oh,
And there's this one can. This
oh,
one.
This color. Oh, this color might be perfect. I hope it is enough in there.
I splashed a different color over it when a bucket paint fell over. And this is why I never took this can, because it looked like a different color that is in there. And this is basically duck season and it's exactly the right color that I need. I didn't even know that I have this color with me. It's crazy.
This color is pretty old.
Yes. Wake up! Wake up! Yeah. You are alive!
Yeah, we could rescue it. Perfect. So,
And now I add a drop shadow. Or is it a cast shadow? No, it is a cast shadow. I add a cast shadow always in a 45 degrees angle downwards to the left side to the piece. Okay, I will skip all the camera stuff right now because I will fight with empty batteries for the next 5 minutes.
good. I hope that this works right now.
Okay, back to the cast shadow. The shadow is always in a 45 degrees angle downwards to the left side because it's the opposite side of the light source, and it duplicates the shape of the left side of the letters. And it is always in the same distance from the bottom of the letters that is invisible. Yeah, I teach all this stuff in my Smoe class. You can find it on my website, smonova.de. But I want to make a cool advertisement for my website later. I prepared something for you. But first I want to be more happy with this piece. I want to get out of the ugly stage before I annoy you with a well-prepared advertisement. Not. I think it's pretty hard to make a good advertisement. I'm not that good in making advertisements. But I give my very best.
Okay. Gut.
I'm searching for a darker brown or a darker tone, any darker tone, to make the shadow darker the closer it gets to the piece. Yeah, but at the end I decided to use this NATO olive or military green, something like that, very dark green. And because I had so much of it with me, and I used the standard cap that is on the Montana Gold cans, this golden cap, because it is very dusty and this is perfect for such tiny fadings. While I would recommend for bigger fadings, I would always recommend to use the red calligraphy cap. It's the Ghetto Blaster cap. And there you can see on the left side, it looks already so much more naturalistic with the shadow. And it doesn't matter that I paint a little bit over the outlines, because I want to paint over the outlines here and there anyways, give it a backlight.
Ja.
Yes. So much
Okay.
better.
Now. Now. Now let's add the blinkies.
Let's add some blinkies. And you can hear when I'm shaking the cans, there are so many pigments going down to the bottom that you can't even hear the ball. But there was still some pressure in it and some paint. Blinkies love to live in the drop shadow or in the cast shadow. They love to live somewhere where it is already dark, because a dark environment makes a light brighter than a light environment. You can see this at the end because I have to paint my broken halo heart that is always flying on top of my graffiti pieces. I have to paint it into this light beige wall. And yeah, the contrast is not that high because I just can make a lighter yellow and a light and pure white, and that's it. And I don't have neon colors with me. This is pretty sad because 3 days later, when I painted with Kier outside on this bricks wall, then I used neon colors, and this is like shining so much And I will definitely work with neons on the weekend again. I'm looking forward to it already. Probably the wall will be already done when you see this video. Today is the 13th of March, 2025 of editing Smoe. Yeah, and of course all the blinkies, they create a reflection in the outlines so that all the outlines that are facing into the direction of a blinky turn into the reflection of the blinky and into an orange outline. And I'm a little bit shy still with the orange. But I will add so much more orange. So much.
Okay. Now we need to give the background. No, not the background. Give the piece a little bit more shadow.
Yes, of course, all the parts that are overlapping other parts need to create a shadow on the parts below. And I don't use a transparent color for it, like transparent black, because I think this always looks dirty when you work with transparent black to create a shadow. I always use a darker value of the color that you can see at this point. And as this heart-shaped element of M is green and the S is overlapping this heart-shaped element, I make a shadow there with a darker green. And I have to adjust the cast shadow over the block so that they fit together at the corner.
So now the edge. Shadow at the top. We need another dark blue. Let's take this one.
Yeah, of course I need a dark blue to create a shadow on the blue at the top. And I think I was working just with this dark blue and the dark green as the shadow. I mean, of course I could have used a dark turquoise there, but you always need to work with the cans that you have with you.
Good. Tiny pink stencil cap.
Yeah, for these thin lines, I love to use the tiny pink stencil cap with the level 1 cap from Montana cans. I think that they both together are a great combo. And if I want to have the line not that sharp, a little bit more dusty for thin shadows, for example, then I use the standard Montana gold cap and the tiny pink stencil cap, and then you get like a dusty line. And I think there's even a coupon code for the tiny pink stencil cap in my video description. Yo, friends and followers, I need to show you something.
I took some time to make this funny box here, because I made this QR code. I want to test if this QR code works. Yeah, maybe take a little second and try if this QR code works. Especially those who are watching my videos on the television, it will lead you to my website. On my website there is a big gallery with 100 different graffitis that I painted, including all the videos.
And if you want to support my channel a bit, get yourself, or as a present, sticker pack 1, 2, or the big bundle including the mystery pack 1, or maybe even such a nice embossed letterpress print that comes to you, including an also embossed certificate of authenticity. Pretty nice.
There's also my Smoe Nova logo. Never used this before. Okay, let's do this real quick. Smoe Nova. Beautiful. Okay, and the last stencil that is in there is just a frame, so that I can make, for example, a white frame in a completely colorful graffiti, and put then the QR code in there and put the Smoe Nova logo somewhere. And the best thing is, they all do not touch each other. Pretty proud about this one. And now they can get dry even while they are in this box. Please check out smoenova.de. I have no sponsor for this video. If you want to support me a little bit, would be nice. Thank you. Good. Okay. What was I doing? Okay. I was doing the tiny pink stencil cap lines here. Okay. I'm finished here. All fine. All fine. Use a thin line here. There.
Look how fast this guy is. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, I just finished the ugly stage.
Yeah.
And now
Crazy color combo.
yeah, I was trying something. I was trying to work with midtones only, and then add the light.
Yeah.
And this is basically just midtones. And now I start adding light to it so that it gets more contrast.
Crazy. The shadow really pops when you come from there.
Yes,
It looks really three-dimensional.
I hope so.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yes. Yes. Yeah. Now I try to give it more three-dimensionality, more contrast, so make it really crisp and sharp. I'm happy with the style in itself, even if I did not work with the ornaments like I recently do.
Are you not gonna do that anymore?
Here not.
Leaves and stuff?
No. I need more time for that. Today for me is just a happy painting session with no pressure, with no other tryouts than the tryout with the midtones, which basically is already enough. And yeah. Oh, I did not start the camera on my head. Shit. I just turned it on.
Classic.
No, I don't have. I have all the thin lines. I don't have them on camera now. Shit. I hate it.
When you turn it off, you always...
Because my batteries were empty, and then I just started the camera, but I did not press record. And the answer is because I'm stupid.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Why are you making mistakes, Smoe? I don't understand. Just stop doing mistakes.
Making mistakes is just stupid.
Yeah. Just stop it. Just don't make mistakes.
Ey, sag mal, die Leiter ist weg, ne? Die große. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone again.
Yes. Leave me alone.
You're gonna paint for another... How long?
I think about an hour. It depends on the daylight.
Okay, I see you outside in about 1 hour.
Yeah, you probably have more light there than I have.
Not sure. It's pretty dark there too.
Ah, yeah, okay, you're in the tunnel. Right, yeah, we will see.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
It's always nice when Nick meets me. He was painting this backpack that he already released on YouTube also, and you probably have seen it on Instagram or wherever. Oh, Nick Moody. I need to put this Instagram handle somewhere. Give me a second. There it is, Nick Moody Art. So if you want to see Nick's backpack that he painted outside while I was doing this nice piece, check out Nick Moody Art on Instagram. Yeah, this helped the piece so much. Beautiful.
This is just beautiful.
Yes. Quarter of an hour ago I was singing Don't Be Impatient, and now I sing Beautiful, and now I work myself out of the ugly stage and give this thing more contrast. Yes. And now you get an imagination of the light that's coming from the top right, from the windows, falling on these blocks and outlines and turning them into this apricot color. Probably it would have been better to have a little bit more reddish, lighter color, but I didn't have it, and I wanted to make leftover cans empty, so I used this color. Just the best color that I have. All outlines that are facing upwards or facing to the right side, that are facing into the direction of the windows, they all get a little bit of a apricot shine on it. I can also show this edge a little bit more, make it more visible with the apricot color. And I also want to have a more quiet, tiny ladder. This ladder is so loud, in my opinion. I don't know. Is it just me? It annoys me. I'm annoyed by this ladder. I want to have it more quiet. It makes so much noises when I step up the ladder. Probably nobody of you has noticed it before, and now everyone's completely annoyed by the ladder sounds. It is like when somebody says, this ticking clock is driving me crazy. Nobody was hearing it before, and afterwards everyone is getting crazy.
Yeah. So much better already. Okay. Gut. Then
Let's make the blinkies lighter with a nice yellow. And use the 18 years old yellow. Oh man. Nothing happens. Yeah, and this is one of these cap eaters. Sometimes you have a cap eater can that eats up all your caps. And you use fat caps that immediately clog.
oh man.
This is so frustrating. Even the Ghetto Blaster cap is clogged. Level 6 cap clogged. I even have a needle cap without the needle.
Even a needle cap clogs.
Nothing.
This is terrible.
Old cans are just shit.
Level 5.
Yeah. Come on. And this is why I really need to get rid of all these old cans, because if I don't use them this season, I will have to throw them away without painting with them, and this would be such a waste. Such a waste. Come on.
Come on. Come on. I hate old cans.
A needle cap without a needle. Yeah, come on.
This is such a shit.
It works! It works! Yes, more dust.
Come on! This is not true. Okay, however. This shit.
But it was nearly empty.
This can just does not work properly.
I pinched a hole in there when I was at home and gave it to the recycling. And adding the white in the middle. This gives it so much glow. I love it. And this is the good thing about the color composition. The lightest color in the whole composition right now is this apricot. And then the white, of course, seems to be so much lighter than everything else. Because
Okay.
it is so much lighter than everything else.
So now let's take black. I want black in there.
Yeah, and I'm not that happy with that decision. Sometimes I wanted to have such a super smooth graffiti. And using black destroys the smoothness. Of course, it gives it more contrast and makes everything so much sharper, but if I could turn back time, I would just not use this black. I go more into the lights, make the lights a little bit lighter with light yellow. What I will do anyways later. But I think it is useless. And it looks unrealistic because it won't get that dark in such a tiny hole. The rule is still the same, holes get darker at the end, so I follow the block into the direction of the vanishing point, and at the end it is dark and it fades into light to the front.
Such a good decision.
No, yeah, when I was standing in front of it, I really thought that this is such a good decision, but yeah, it destroyed the smoothness.
So much better. So much better. Holy freaking moly, this looks great. Okay. Okay. This worked well.
I think in general at this moment I was just happy that it just does not look as ugly anymore as it was looking when I was using only the midtones. But the black was not necessary. It definitely was not.
Good. Good.
Yeah, and now I start adding all these light reflections. And this is why I said that it is not that bad when I paint with the shadow over the outline, because I knew that I will put some blinkies there and suddenly the sharp outline will be back because I paint over it with orange or with a color that is the reflection of the blinkies. Yes. Yes. And it is absolutely fine to go over it, over everything with the orange dust, so that the blinky gets such a super beautiful glare and turns everything around the blinky into orange. And when I just remember my first blinkies that I painted, I was so shy and was making super tiny blinkies, and now they start to get bigger and bigger and really turn the environment into the color of the blinkies itself, and create all these beautiful reflections. And this is like, I love it. Peep, 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 peep. Oh, the GoPro battery died again because it is cold. I made cuts nearly every time when I was changing GoPro batteries. I was changing like 20 times batteries during this painting session. So please, please be so kind and write a comment. Just for all the effort, for all the pain that I had with the cameras. Would be nice if you just write a comment. Just write in the comments something. I'm just looking around here. Something with He-Man. He-Man and the unicorn. Write something with He-Man and the unicorn into the comments. This would be fun and supports this video a little bit. I know the people who see it are nerds anyways. And this content definitely is not for everyone. Yes.
Okay, this is already pretty nice.
Yes, it is. And there could have been even more of the yellow dust all around the blinkies.
Okay. But now let's go and
add even more reflections to the outlines that are caused by the blinkies. Yes. He-Man and the unicorn. Oh God. I'm looking forward to your comments. This will be fun. Nice.
Good. Now, something like this would be cool.
Smashed potato
Super light yellow.
is a light yellow. Now I always go into the middle of all these orange reflections and give the orange reflection even a tiny bit of a highlight always in the middle. That is the closest to the blinky. And I think I will go into all the blinkies again as well. But this also gives the light reflection and this effect some extra power. Yes. Yes. And then go in there with white again, Mr. Smoe. Wow. The funniest thing is I went back from this wall and I was not that happy with it. I was still not able to process it at all. If it was good or if it was not good. And now it is like 2 weeks ago and I'm really happy with this wall. Yeah, now I add a lot of tiny designs that are just not visible on camera. You will see them in a second when I go a little bit closer, but the camera on my head died and was not recording. Oh man, this is terrible.
Okay. And this is how the wall looks right now. I'm already pretty happy with it.
There you can see the green designs on the blue.
But let's add some contrast.
Yes, the designs definitely need more contrast.
GoPros and cold batteries. It is terrible, terrible. Really, I hate it. I really absolutely hate it. It is shit. Start.
No. No. Let's give the piece like the last 5% that it still needs. So at first I love to use these chips as design elements. They're pretty classic, nothing too special, and these half circle elements that can be parts of the letters. Then I call them lids, and yeah, they can also be in the fill-in. And I always put them into curved, into round shapes of the letters. I also like that there is more happening in the letters than you can see on first sight. Yeah, but for the view from a distance, it definitely needs a little bit more of contrast in the designs. And when you go closer, then you still can have the surprise. Oh, there's even more designs in it. Wow, so much detail. But it has to look great from a distance. And I also added black chips, and they can even leave the fill-in. This was an idea to give the piece a little bit more motion. And they just like they're flying away. Not all of them, but some. Yeah, and I make my Smoe logo there first, so that I know the size for this circle.
Oh, my hands are so cold.
Yes, clapping helps against cold hands.
So the first thing that I want to add,
The first thing that you want to add.
is this.
Yeah, this
This was
outline.
disturbing me the whole time.
But I didn't repair it right.
And I also think this line needed more strength.
Strength for the line.
Good. Okay. That's good.
Ah, yeah, finally the stickers. Yes, and I start with the YIC sticker for my YouTube Incredibles crew. Doug and me founded this crew several years ago. And I make all the outlines with the tiny pink stencil cap, with a level 1 skinny cap. And I use a black with the Montana Gold standard cap on it for this little bit more dusty lines, for the shadow of the sticker. Oh yes. Yeah, now it starts to get real crisp and nice. SCC, the Smoe class crew. For all the guys who learn graffiti letters together with me and who still chill in the Discord. Such a nice community. And now comes a little trick to make the, because there is the slicing between M and O, and the sticker goes right over it. Ta-da! And now it really looks like if the sticker had such a kink. Smiley sticker. To remind all of us to not take everything too seriously. Yo. And then, of course, I use my Smoe stencil again. Or not. Okay, I let the Smoe sticker dry for a second and make the SK sticker there. Yeah, this brings me back to the theme sticker. So if you want to get a sticker pack, please check out smoenova.de. I got really nice stickers over there. All of the stickers, probably this wall will become a sticker one day in sticker pack 3 as well. Because all of my stickers are based on real walls that are painted in this factory or somewhere else, under the bridge or on canvas or digital or yeah. And this is sticker pack 2. Yeah, and probably this. Yeah, I think this wall will be in sticker pack 3. So you lazy guys on the couches watching. Do you know why I say always people who are watching my YouTube channel on their television? I was in this analytics, and the analytics told me that I think 80% of the people who are watching my YouTube channel are watching it on television. And I thought that I'm so fancy and everyone is seeing my videos from the smartphone or on 3D glasses. But no, I became television content. Okay. So this is why I put this QR code. So in all future videos we'll always have a QR code so that you can scan it with your smartphone while laying on the couch or sketching yourself. And I am your secondary content. Yeah, and this is my oldest crew, Skillard crew, together with my homie Kier. We two together painted this wall that I was showing you an hour ago or something. Just searching it right now. There's already so much chaos on my computer again. I need to clean it up. Ah, it's still in the downloads. 1 second. I love this wall so much. And this one's from my homie Kier. And I added the blinkies to it. And this was my freestyle. I think we painted just 4 hours, something like that. It was a sunny afternoon. Yeah, afternoon. Together. Yeah, and I want to use this opportunity now to say a big thanks to my good-looking supporters on Patreon. Thanks so much. You have seen this video before everyone else, and you can also see your name on the right side. Yeah, and sometimes I give updates on my Patreon about stuff that I'm not allowed to release, and videos that are still in production where I just have the raw cut and so on. And I want to say a big thanks to you, and if you want to become a patron as well and support me with $5 each month for my nice YouTube activities, then you're more than welcome to check out the video description. There is a link. Or you can go to my website. There is also immediately a link to Patreon. This is this P logo on my website. Let's put all the stuff away so that we can make some nice final shots.
Let's turn this one here off. Oop.
Yeah, cool. Happy with it.
Okay, friends and followers. Oh, let's make it here. Okay, friends and followers. I hope that you were a little. Okay, friends and followers. I hope that you were a little bit entertained. Please don't forget to like the subscribe button, and we see us in the next project. Wow. Gut. Okay.